Okay, today I'm back with shoulder strengthening exercises for you. So I've got three. The first one is pretty obvious, it's a chaturanga. The second one is called turbo dog, and the last one is just a variation on dandasana, staff pose with a block. And they're meant to strengthen your shoulder for the many inverted and the poses in our yoga practice where we weight bear on our arms, which is a lot, or it can be a lot. So the first strengthening exercise is just a chaturanga. And this is really important to pay attention to what's happening in your shoulder while you're doing your chaturanga, because you want to be doing it in an optimal way for your body that's strengthening and not hurting you. So I'm going to show you with my knees down so I don't get too tired. And you definitely can always put your knees down on the ground so that you're just starting to build strength in the shoulders and you're not tiring yourself out by doing this plank position first. So what you'll do is root down through the base of your index finger, base of your thumb on both hands, and then just gently lift your heel away from the floor so that not your heel, but the heel of your hand away from your floor, so that you're strengthening through the forearms and you're not just sitting in the base of the heel. You're gonna wrap the triceps in towards your midline so the crease of your elbows turn forward, and then you're gonna bend, maybe even just a little bit. Bend the elbows and squeeze those elbows in and come to this little chaturanga push-up. And you can do like a couple of these. Some people call them tricep push-ups, or you can come all the way down to the ground and practice that full vinyasa flow. So I suggest as you're working through your chaturangas that you start with the knees down so that you can really play with the shoulder strength. And then once your shoulders are strong enough to hold that weight, work on it slowly with your knees up off the floor. And you're looking for stability in the shoulders, but also this wrapping in of the triceps and pulling in of the elbows, but a softness in the heart. So that's the chaturanga. The second shoulder strengthening exercise is one of my favorite for shoulder strength. I went to a workshop called The Perfect Chaturanga with Jennilee Toner, and she taught me this exercise, and I think it's just amazing. So this is called turbo dog. I'll show you two ways. First way, starting on all fours. The actions in your arms are bend those elbows out to the side, squeeze them in so that your elbows are looking at your knees essentially, and then push the floor away. And the elbows are hovering a couple of inches off of the ground, and then straighten. And do that again. Elbows out, squeeze them in, push the floor away, straighten. Elbows out, squeeze them in, straighten. So you can do that when you're on all fours. You can also do it from downward facing dog, and that's why it's called turbo dog, because it's really intense. Or can be. So downward facing dog, soften the knees, especially if this is your first time, so you can just take the hamstrings and the legs out of it a little. Elbows out to the sides, squeeze them in and stay pushing the floor away, letting your elbows hover a few inches off the ground, and then straighten. And you can do that as many times as you want. Elbows out, squeeze them in, straighten, or elbows out, squeeze them in and hold, and then straighten. And that is like one of my favorite strengthening exercises for the shoulders, because it does that external rotation that we're looking for to set the shoulder, the ball into the socket of the shoulder joint, but it's also, you're doing a lot of weight on your arms, so you're strengthening really well. So that's the second one. This last one is a variation on dandasana, and the actions in the shoulder and the arm are the same. You're gonna find that dandasana. Maybe you use a blanket under your hips to elevate the sit bones just a little bit. But you use a block. Hold this block out in front of you so it's the wide way between your hands, and then the palms hold onto the sides of the block, not grasping around. So you're not holding the block, you're just pressing into the side edges. Squeeze the sides of the block as much as you can. Wrap your triceps towards your midline, get long through the spine, and then lift that block up overhead, staying as long as possible. And here you just hold. Keep squeezing the sides of the block, wrapping the triceps in. You could add a twist into this one, but you're really just looking for the squeeze from the hands and the wrap from the shoulders. And if your arms don't go up above your head this easily, maybe you just stop right here and you do the same thing. Okay, so those are my 3 shoulder strengthening exercises that I really love to use to strengthen shoulders in my classes and just in general in life. So I hope you enjoyed those, and I'll see you next time.